When was the last time you jumped in a puddle? Now, as children, we used to do this all the time, or at least I did. And it used to just be one of those core childhood memories. When it rains, we would all go outside wearing boots and we just jump in like massive puddles and we just get ourselves all like wet and muddy. And yeah, it was just a very core and very just universal childhood experience, at least in my eyes. And now that it's been almost, 2 decades, I'm 23, it's been so long since I've ever done anything like childish like that. Like when it rains, usually I just stay indoors. I just do work, play some video games, that's it. But today, I just finished a long day of work and it was raining very hard today. I can't show you right now because it's like dark, but the whole street was almost like flooding. In the park nearby, there were massive water puddles forming. Basically, there was this entire layer of water on top of the grass. That's how much rain there was. So the entire grass field was like submerged. And today was just a normal work day. And I didn't feel anything in particular. I just felt like, it was another day. It was another day in the calendar of my life. But when I saw the rain, something just clicked inside me. It was like, what if I just go outside shirtless and just run in the rain? And initially I thought, wait, no, then people are going to think I'm weird. My parents are going to say I'm going to get a cold if I do that. But I was like, fuck it. Why should I listen to these preconceived notions for myself? I should just do what I feel like. And so I took my shirt off, I grabbed my runners, and I just started running outside. So I raced straight into the park, and I almost slipped a couple of times because it was so wet. But for the first minute, I was just sprinting as hard as I could in the rain. And it just reminded me of when I was in primary school and I used to do this all the time. But now as an adult, I never do these things. And so I just did laps around the park near where I live with heavy, heavy rain. My shoes were all soaked. I was literally running through puddles, skidding. And at the end of it, I was, obviously very tired. I was just like sprinting the entire time. No one was out there, obviously, because it was raining so hard. And at the end of it, I was very tired. I was like puffed out because I'd just been sprinting. But I decided just to go to this open area in my park where I could see everything. There were no trees. It was just an open grass field. And I just sat down. And I literally just laid on the grass field like this, as I just felt like the rain, massage my face. I prayed, and I was just very grateful for the entire experience. And I don't know, it was just such a normal experience, but because I hadn't had it in so long, because I hadn't tapped into my inner child for so long, it felt like such a new experience. And after that, it just made me just appreciate the little things in life more. I realized that sometimes I just focus too much on work. I get too much, I just get caught up in this rat race of just working, grinding, trying to, make it in the real world. And that's all good. But at the same time, I realized it's so important to also just enjoy life. And that's like the main lesson that I got out of it. I know this is a bit different from my usual videos where I give more practical advice, whereas the advice here I'm saying is almost like go out and just jump in a puddle, or just lie on the ground when it's raining. But I genuinely think that sometimes if we just go back to some of the things that brought us joy as a child, that can also bring us joy as an adult. It's just sometimes that we think people are going to think weirdly of us. But sometimes jumping in a puddle can be one of the most fun things you do in a day. And so the reason I'm telling you all of this is obviously not for you to be like a child every day in your life. There's obviously responsibilities you have to do, there's work or whatever where you have to behave in a slightly different way. But there are also times where you can just relax, be yourself, and just kind of enjoy the things life or nature has to offer to you. And through that process, you'll discover things about yourself. like how small things can bring you a lot of joy. And so that's why I recommend you listen to your inner child.